Experiencing emotional neglect or an unstable environment in your childhood can be very traumatic and often has a lasting impact on your life. Here are 6 traits you may experience as an adult. You are just born, but your brain is already very active and has only one mission: to keep you alive. For that, it takes in everything and tries to understand what the world is, what the rules are, and most importantly, how to stay safe in the world. One thing is very clear: you cannot survive on your own. You need your parents. That's something you immediately understand. But what happens now when you have toxic parents and you only get conditional love or experience love withdrawal from them? Your brain sees that as a potentially very dangerous situation, because if your parents don't love you, they might abandon you. And if they abandon you, you die. So you naturally start chasing for their love and approval and try to do everything right for them. This behavior gets very deeply ingrained in your subconscious. As an adult, this manifests as people-pleasing behavior, where you chase other people's approval and even neglect yourself to do everything right for them. This need to please others is often closely linked to a fear of death stemming from early childhood. Your brain learns the rule: I need to be perfect for others to stay safe. Between the ages 0 to 5, you take in everything that happens as direct feedback for who you are. So if you have toxic parents who emotionally neglect you and treat you badly, your brain thinks it must be because you are not good enough. Once planted, this feeling only grows stronger with every time your parent withdraws love from you, treats you badly without any reason, or emotionally neglects you otherwise. As an adult, this manifests as a deep feeling of worthlessness. You don't love yourself and cannot see your own worth. The core of every human's life is the relationship you have with yourself, because every other relationship directly depends on it. That's why it's so crucial to experience unconditional love from our parents, so that we learn to unconditionally love ourselves. For you, that did not happen, so you carry this low sense of self-worth with you, and it shines through everywhere you go, subconsciously seeking love, approval from the outside, because you cannot give it to yourself from the inside. As very young children, we are primed to love our parents, because, as I said before, they are our primary caregivers, and without them, we cannot survive. And this love usually doesn't stop when your parents are toxic. In fact, often it's quite the opposite. Since you need your parents, your brain cannot make things your parents' fault, or there would be nothing that you can do. So it naturally makes things your fault. You have to be better and try harder for them. And instead of blaming your parents for being toxic, you start to blame yourself for not being what they want you to be. And this continues throughout your life. As an adult, self-blame is a constant companion. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have a fight with a friend, or if you accidentally spill a glass of water, you immediately revert to self-blame, and not in a harmless way. You are harsh to yourself, and you may beat yourself up for hours or even days. Growing up with your toxic parents, you likely also wear their mirror. They projected their dreams and what they wanted onto you, and you had to function to satisfy your parents' emotional needs. This means having emotions of your own brought you punishment. You were not allowed to be sad or angry, and sometimes not even happy if it wasn't what your parents wanted. As a defense mechanism to not get punished, you just stopped showing emotions altogether. And that's still true to this day. as an adult you have extreme difficulty expressing your emotions. Your sad face likely looks very similar to your happy face, especially to other people. Because very deeply in your subconscious is rooted that showing emotions may result into punishment and thus is unsafe. Being a reflection of your parents and only being there to satisfy them and their emotional needs, you likely did everything that they told you to do and expected from you. You needed to fulfill their expectations, or otherwise you experienced emotional neglect or punishment. This taught you that standing up for yourself is dangerous and that you always have to do what they tell you. As an adult, you have trouble setting boundaries for yourself. You likely let people walk all over you, which means that you are probably surrounded by toxic people who use and abuse that. Often, you don't even realize that these people are toxic because they feel like home. Another aspect very closely linked to this is you being constantly put down and criticized in your childhood. You probably couldn't do many things right, and phrases like "you are such a failure" are very familiar to you. Over time, you start to internalize this external voice, and there's actually a very easy process to visualize that. So if you've been watching this video till now, give it a like and let's make a very quick exercise, just a few seconds. Start with closing your eyes. Yes, close your eyes briefly right now and then listen to this negative voice inside of your mind. Just listen to it and now tell me, where does it talk to you from? Point to where it is located inside of your body. Where do you hear it? Alright, you can open your eyes again. That was already it. For many people, it's located right here or here. Why? Because this is from where we hear our parents. As an adult, experiencing this in childhood leads to constant self-doubt. It's like a red thread throughout your life that you constantly doubt yourself and every decision that you make. You now probably can see the similarities between all these issues and how they are tied together with childhood trauma. But you don't have to struggle with this for the rest of your life. In fact, you can resolve all of that reasonably fast if you do the right kind of subconscious healing work. As I told you in the beginning, all these issues ingrain subconsciously. So in order to resolve and heal them, you need to get to the subconscious root and resolve it there. To learn more about what that means and how to actually do that, be sure to watch the video right over there.